Hey traders, welcome to the Mistrade Daily Report. It's Sunday after the Globex opening. I hope everybody had a nice relaxing weekend. But let's take a look at the markets here. We got an interesting week coming up. We just rolled out of September's contract last week with quadruple witching on Friday, and now we roll into what was called, better known as FOMC week. Yes, we have the FOMC announcement on Wednesday, 2:15 Eastern Standard Time. So that could create a lot of interesting movement into the marketplace. Now, typically prior to that meeting, we usually start to slow and get a grind and find sideways chop. Is that going to happen this time? Not real sure. We don't have a ton of news prior to that, but we do have a little bit on Monday. We have at 10 a.m. we have the housing market index. So we need to watch that a little bit, and then of course after the announcement, that's when the volatility may start to pick back up. So let's take a look at what we've been seeing over the last week or two, and then find a few levels to watch working up or leading into that announcement on Wednesday. So we talked about this last week where we had this wedge breakout to the upside. Now we could get some pullback on this wedge, and then we'll see if they want to hold support and continue to go up from there. Right now it's anybody's call. The market still is in a weak status. Okay, even though we've seen some serious rally, we don't know if that was window dressing from the options expiration and the quad witching day, or week, should I say. But we have opened up in the Globex session much lower. We're opened up, and now we're trading down to 1196.75 area, and we closed on Friday and settled at 1211.75. You see here on the daily chart, we talked about this before. We had this nice head and shoulders into this nice flag, and it was playing through nicely, but it has since rallied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight days up. One time framing all the way up. That's pretty powerful. Now for some levels here, let's go ahead and grab some levels. Excuse me. I like the way the week is setting up for levels. There's some really good confluence and some really solid areas that we could target here. Again, guys, we use these levels as targets, areas to hop off the market, because levels, and there's a lot of different ways of figuring levels, but the way we figure levels, they have a really good tendency to be magnets on either direction. So let's take a look here. Of course, we have last week's highs up here at 1214.50 area. We got to watch that. If we break out to that, I have some good levels up here at 22 to 23 area. Awesome area. I think we will just run right up there, and that could be a one-day run. Above that, I like this 1237 up to the 1241 area. We have an R1, weekly R1, plus we have this 1272 extension here. Those tend to get hit when they break. Now on the downside, love this. This is not one I would. This is where I would peel some off at the 1198 level, and then if we slip below that, we have a lot of real estate down to that weekly pivot there, and they may go down and try to test that. Below that, I like the 1182, 1180 area. Great level to watch. Now down here, we've talked about this one. I believe last week we were talking about it, down around the 1170, 1172 area. Very powerful area. And then of course down below that we have the 1161, 1160 area. Okay, those are some solid levels right there that you should get on your list, start looking at. And if you are long, now remember, we look for these as long-term trades. Now I'm not talking days, but I'm talking about within the intraday. We can usually hit some of these targets within the intraday. Longer intraday trades. So anyway, guys, there's a few levels there. Watch your news. Make sure you know what's happening this week. If you haven't been already over to pittrades.com, I'm going to encourage you to hop over to pittrades.com. Get registered for the free trade alerts and newsletter. Also, if you haven't got your business plan or your trade plan down, guys, listen, you need to get in here, and we have trade plan classes that we've recorded, 1, 2, 3, 4. We just released the 4th one on Friday. You need to get in there and take a look at those, develop your trade plan, register for the free newsletter where you're going to get some good trade alerts, and also your newsletter for free. Take a look at our services too. We have a 2-week free trial. Other than that, guys, trade well on Monday, sit on the sidelines for the first 30 minutes, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night. Take care.